have been anywhere else, but you've chosen to be here, so thank you so much. Basically now we're going to discuss and we will examine the roots of the exclusion of women in the tech scene. So this is not going to be a formal kind of a panel discussion. It's more kind of interactive discussion. So we have the speakers here who will share their views, but you are very welcome to share your views as well. Why women have been excluded in everything. We have failed women empowerment, we have failed women issues throughout history, because we have advanced in everything except the social issue. So I hope through this panel we're going to examine and go deeply in discussing this issue, and also we will try to figure out what are the ways to change it. So I will start now by introducing, and I hope I will do justice by introducing our panel speakers. I have first Cheryl Miller. I hope I pronounced the name correctly.
Mine's the easiest one, Sorry,
mine's the easiest. And there are about 1,000, maybe 1 million Cheryl Millers in the English-speaking world and the outside.
Okay, so she is the director of Digital Leadership Institute. It's an NGO based in Brussels and also Los Angeles. I think this is where you come from, right?
Let's say yes.
Let's say yes. She has more than 25 years of experience in the field of digital sector and tech scene. She is a policy advisor for big organizations, companies, for United Nations, European Commission, among other organizations. She helps them to develop their strategies and their policies regarding the digital projects. In 2018, she received the Global Mobile Award in recognition to her extensive work and impact in increasing diversity in tech. The second speaker, Khadijat Zahrah Abdulkadir.
That's my name, right? It's the first time that I'm imitating.
Because I'm African as well, so that's why. She's the founder of Digital African Women. She is a social entrepreneur. She works with women in Africa and also here in the diaspora. Her mission is to bridge the gap and in the tech world and provide women with the tools they need to develop and contribute in the digital scene. The third speaker is Dr. Marie-Francine. She is the head of informatic section. With her, we're going to learn a lot of things about language and also machine learning. So she has a lot of things to say about that. Our last speaker is Hanan Challouki. She is the managing partner at the creative agency Allyens, which focuses on inclusive viral communication, focusing on millennials, young people. In recognition of her work, she has been listed among the most innovative young people in the prestigious Fall magazine. What are the roots and the causes of the discrimination, exclusion of women from the tech scene? And what are the consequences if we continue the way, the way the scene is today?
Well, that's a really easy question. How much time do we have? Because, there are as many reasons or theories about why this situation is the way it is as there are actual causes. But I tend to focus on 2 silver bullets. One, and that's the TEDx talk I mentioned in our group session, is about the portrayal of girls and women in media. So I think there has to be better and more portrayal of girls and women in media, because this has the opportunity to change what we think we're capable of, and that's for men and women, right? And it really does have a real impact, even if you see a fictional woman in tech on the screen, that girls say, oh, that can be me, or women even say, oh, that can be me, right? So more gender diversity, age diversity, and just better characters and representations of women across the board.
We've seen that women were excluded from everything, And that's why now today we're kind of facing the issue of making sure that there is 50% of women's participation in all fields, like in politics, in tech, in medicine, education, everything. But somehow now, our societies are changing because of the tech revolution with the artificial intelligence and what's happening there in the digital world. One of the spaces where, this tech revolution is happening is actually the Silicon Valley. But women are almost excluded from that space. You have a lot of extensive experiences in the US. Do you think Silicon Valley is very awful for women?
Sana, I just want to make sure that all of our other speakers get to talk too, because we could talk forever on that. I think Silicon Valley is a hostile environment for women for a lot of reasons. But I think you pointed at something that for me is really important related to the stereotypes, which is language and artificial intelligence. And I think our fellow may have more and better things to say about that. But just one quick remark is the so-called Peter Pan syndrome. So in Silicon Valley, the people who receive accolades, leadership roles, are young, white, highly educated males, hence Peter Pan. And then when you actually go into the more technical roles and leadership across the board, you do see, I think in particular about software development, even the free software movement, kind of the more techy it is, the more hostile it is for women, and that's where we hear the stories every day about, and Gamergate and those kinds of things. So I also believe that Silicon Valley has, it has an expiration date.
Yeah.
And that's what we're all here for. And I also believe that Europe has a role to play in that transformation. So taking the good stuff, but leaving all the rest behind, and really playing a leadership role on inclusion in the designing and building of the digital society.
Indeed, you're right. Thank you so much. And thank you for preparing the floor for it. Do you think it would be fair to suggest that the stereotypes are actually a narrative that we have carried on and pushed women away from the tech scene?
Well, I notice every day that, of course, in our department, in our studies, we have very few women. But it's more language. I don't know if language is there. I think more important is the imagination, the vision, the images that you have about girls don't know that you can have a career in computer science and do very nice things and work in domains like health or law or sociology and do really computer science. But they don't know. And they never see in television or never see on the internet kind of successful women. They see successful lawyers, successful physicians in all what they encounter, but never that type. On the other hand, they see nerds before screens. Yeah, you see in the movies also, you see sometimes nerds with screens which you see numbers and numbers and numbers. But that's not our job. We realize very nice programs, very nice things that, and actually in domains like health and law and others, they rely increasingly on technology. Increasingly you have machines that actually the doctors have to use. And who creates these machines? Well, maybe women should be interested, but they should be informed. I think the media is the best place to start.
Recently, Amazon kind of killed an artificial intelligence robot recruitment because it couldn't stop discriminating against women. It's true. So my question to Dr. Mahi, do you think that artificial intelligence is somehow unwillingly is gender bias due to unconscious bias of the developers themselves?
Well, I am in the field of artificial intelligence and machine learning, so I know what I'm talking about. Of course, all this software is trained on large data. So I don't think it's the fault of the developer.
Okay.
So the programs just do their job. But they learn from what they see in the documents on which they are trained. So if Amazon feeds CVs, the successful CVs to these machines, and these are all male, yeah, it is biased to the properties of these male candidates. So, and there are probably very few female candidates that then, yeah, so you have a bias. So in artificial intelligence, don't think these machines are really clever. We give them things to learn. and so they just learn from what they experience, as we humans learn also from experiences. So whatever documents you feed, it will determine what they will learn. But of course they learn from huge amounts of data. And so no developer actually could manually scan this data. So it's just a program that sees frequent patterns in the data and learns these frequent patterns. And so whatever you feed to it, whatever it learns.
Yes, access to internet is one of the biggest challenges, especially for girls and women. So how do you yourself help women to actually actively participate in the tech scene in Africa?
That's an easy question. I don't. I think it's first worth all of you understanding that Africa actually doesn't have the European problem. And I mean really, there are women in tech in Africa. We have to do it. If your parents get money and you go to school, you better study something that makes money back. And the only thing that makes money back is IT or doctor or physicist or something like this. And so you do have a high percentage of people. In fact, if you don't know math, you're dumb. This is the problem in Africa, is that dumber people study non-science. So when you go to the African continent, you're dealing with an entirely different set of people where developing, coding, this is not the issue we have. It's rather access to the education in the first place, because the women tend not to go when there is a scarcity of resources. School is not free there, which means that they have to choose sometimes who gets to go, and who gets to go often becomes the man. So we have a different cultural problem for another day. And so, but when women do go to school, getting competitive advantage, being in formidable places, these are not problems for us, which is very funny, actually, a very weird scenario when you compare different continents. So when I go to Africa, what I'm coming to face are women who need substitute education, not women who need to be told that tech is good, but rather women who need an alternative because they couldn't go to school. They didn't go, they didn't have access, but not because they didn't want, they didn't for one reason or another. And so what we're dealing with here is how can we ensure that you're competitive vocationally? When you tell an African woman artificial intelligence, and we're talking about a certain age group here, because in Africa, again, 60% of the population is under 30. So forget about thinking that they're even old people, like they're babies. So you have 40% of the population being completely illiterate or whatever, let's ignore that. So focusing on the young people, sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry,
I was thinking
that was completely unintentional, because we're referring again to the generation of decision makers for younger people. Africa is a complex society. We could talk about it all day long because there are many, many factors that go into Africa, and that's why
socioeconomic.
Exactly, and that's why a lot of NGOs aren't successful with their solutions in Africa. You can't just show up with what you think we need. You have to understand why it is the way it is. Now, empowering the mom is all good and fine, but actually the mom just wants you to empower her daughter so that her daughter can bring good things. She doesn't really want all your trouble. And, you know, make it easy, make it quick, make it efficient for me. Tell me what to do. That's the Africa actually right now.
So they do. And they don't do it to your face, but they will interrupt you in a meeting saying, hey. And then some guy will say something else, you'll be like, he was right, that was your idea initially. So they do question your expertise.
Well, it's very subjective.
Silicon Valley does that. Brussels, they do that. UK, they do that. So what I mean around the world is mean like any woman in technology, you are sort of forced to show that you're an expert, but you have to double as work, do the work as much.
Yeah, I would even say not only in technology, but in leadership roles across the board, or any specialization.
To really like consider, you know, what kind of context, and also what kind of expectations we want to set up for girls in conversations like this. When I'm standing in front of a man, a lot of things are going through my head when he shuts me up. I'm not sure if it's because I'm a girl, because I'm young, or because I'm black. Or because he's a jerk. I don't know. Or everything, you know? So I'm standing in front of him, and then I see him turn around and do the exact same thing to a white man, and I'm like, oh, that's just him. He's an asshole. You know, but constantly I'm trying to figure out who's just a jerk, who's just racist, who's just ageist, who's just sexist. You know, that there's all kinds of, you know, stuff, but then it distracts my day, actually, to be honest.
Can I just throw another statistic? 80% of women are marginalized by traditional career paths. That is McKinsey. They've been researching this question for 10 years. Nothing has changed. Maybe you're in the 20%. I thought I was in the 20%. Maybe you're in the 1%. But anyhow, the norm is that women are systematically excluded from the patriarchy, and that's a global phenomenon.
And when I spoke to young women, they denied there was a problem. Of course I'm going to be paid the same. Of course I'm going to have the same opportunity. Of course. Our doors are wide open, but they're not. And I think that the first step is to realize the doors are not wide open. There's a crack. They're open, but they're not wide open for equal access.
You might see it differently in your environment, but I see a lot of millennials, definitely people with diverse identities, who can easily see that there are a lot of problems, whether it's someone with a different ethnic background, or someone from LGBT, or anyone basically that doesn't fit in a standard stereotype as society would like us. They always feel that there are issues when it comes to careers. There is improvement. I like to look at society in a positive way. There is definitely improvement. I can see that there's improvement, but there's still a long way to go. And I believe what I mostly hate about this kind of discussions is that it's always the people that see the consequences of it that have to fight against it. Like sexism becomes a woman's problem. I hate that. I think men should be our allies in this problem. Racism becomes a problem of different ethnic minorities. That's crazy. We all live in this society. We should all be allies working against this.
Thank you for coming. As I mentioned, we have monthly events, so make sure to just check our social media and maybe come back again and take part to our next event.